Since the 1994 genocide, Rwanda has undergone remarkable economic transformation and is often considered a development success story in Africa. Under President Paul Kagame, who took power after the genocide, Rwanda has focused on stability, economic reform, and reducing poverty, making significant progress despite the country's violent past. The Rwandan genocide occurred between April and July 1994, resulting in the mass killing of around 800,000 people, mainly from the Tutsi ethnic group. It is one of the worst atrocities in modern history and took place within the context of a long-standing ethnic conflict between the Tutsi minority and the Hutu majority in Rwanda. Rwanda had been marked by tensions between the Tutsis and the Hutus for decades. The Belgians, who colonized Rwanda in the early 20th century, favored the Tutsi minority for administrative roles, which fostered resentment among the Hutus. After Rwanda gained independence from Belgium in 1962, the Hutu majority took power and anti-Tutsi sentiment intensified. In the years leading up to the genocide, tensions rose between the Hutu-led government and the Tutsi-led rebel group, the Rwandan Patriotic Front, RPF. On April 6, 1994, a plane carrying Rwandan President Juvenal Habyarimana, a Hutu, was shot down, killing everyone on board. Although the exact perpetrators remain unknown, Hutu extremists blamed the Tutsis and used this event as a pretext to initiate a systematic campaign of mass murder. Hutu extremists, particularly members of the Interahamwe and other militias, began killing Tutsis and moderate Hutus who opposed the violence. They employed machetes, clubs, and firearms to carry out the killings. The government and military, dominated by Hutu extremists, also played a central role in orchestrating the genocide. Radio broadcasts and propaganda were used to incite hatred, calling on ordinary citizens to kill their Tutsi neighbors. The genocide was carried out with horrifying speed and efficiency. Within 100 days, about 800,000 people were slaughtered, including women and children. The international community, including the United Nations, was criticized for failing to act quickly to stop the genocide. Although a small UN peacekeeping force was present in Rwanda, it was under-resourced and had limited authority to intervene. Major powers, like the United States and European nations, were reluctant to intervene, largely because of a lack of political will and fear of getting involved in another conflict, especially in the aftermath of the Somalia intervention in 1993. The genocide ended when the Rwandan Patriotic Front, RPF, led by Paul Kagame, launched a military offensive and took control of the country in July 1994. Kagame's forces defeated the Hutu government, and many Hutus, including those responsible for the killings, fled to neighboring countries like the Democratic Republic of the Congo, then Zaire. Following the genocide, Rwanda faced a humanitarian crisis with millions of displaced people, including both survivors and perpetrators. In the years following the genocide, Rwanda has pursued justice through Gacaca courts, traditional community courts, and international trials like the International Criminal Tribunal for Rwanda, ICTR. Efforts toward national reconciliation have also been a major focus. Under Paul Kagame's leadership, Rwanda has made significant strides in economic development, but issues related to political repression and human rights have continued to draw attention. The Rwandan genocide remains a stark reminder of the dangers of ethnic hatred, propaganda, and international inaction in the face of mass atrocities. This development strategy was launched in 2000 with the goal of transforming Rwanda into a middle-income country by 2020. The government focused on rebuilding the economy, promoting private sector-led growth, reducing poverty, and improving living standards. Rwanda's government has been praised for its strong central leadership, relative transparency, and efforts to combat corruption. This has helped create a conducive environment for investment and development. Rwanda's economy has experienced high growth, averaging about 7 to 8% annually over the past 2 decades. This growth is driven by sectors like services, agriculture, and construction. The government has diversified the economy, moving away from reliance on subsistence agriculture toward sectors like tourism, ICT, and manufacturing. Rwanda has made significant strides in reducing poverty. From 2000 to 2020, the poverty rate fell from 60.3% to about 38%. Extreme poverty has also dropped substantially. The government has heavily invested in healthcare and education, improving life expectancy and literacy rates. Rwanda has achieved near-universal health coverage and made strides in reducing child mortality and improving maternal health. Rwanda has become a global leader in promoting gender equality. Women hold over 60% of the seats in the national parliament, and there are efforts to empower women in business and public life. Rwanda is positioning itself as a regional hub for technology and innovation. The government has invested heavily in ICT infrastructure, including expanding broadband access and promoting digital literacy. The Kigali Innovation City project is an ambitious initiative aiming to attract tech companies, startups, and research institutions to Rwanda. It is part of the country's broader strategy to shift toward a knowledge-based economy. Tourism is one of Rwanda's biggest foreign exchange earners, with a focus on ecotourism and conservation. The country's mountain gorillas are a major attraction, drawing international visitors. Rwanda has also positioned itself as a destination for business tourism and conferences, hosting major international events like the African Union Summits and World Economic Forum on Africa. Agriculture remains a cornerstone of the Rwandan economy, employing around 70% of the population. However, the government has focused on modernizing the sector through improved productivity, irrigation, and market access. Coffee and tea are key exports, and Rwanda has gained recognition for high-quality specialty coffee, particularly in international markets. Rwanda has actively sought foreign investment and improved its business environment. It ranks highly in the World Bank's Ease of Doing Business Index due to regulatory reforms and efforts to simplify business registration and taxation. Significant investments have been made in infrastructure, including road networks, energy, and airports. Kigali International Airport is a key hub in the region, and the government is constructing a new Bugesera International Airport to further boost connectivity. Rwanda has a strong focus on environmental conservation and sustainability. It was one of the first countries in the world to ban plastic bags in 2008. The country also invests in green energy, aiming to increase the share of renewable energy in its power supply, including solar and hydropower projects. Despite these successes, Rwanda still faces several challenges. While poverty rates have fallen, many Rwandans still live in poverty, particularly in rural areas. Kagame's government has been criticized for political repression, limiting political opposition, and restricting freedom of speech and press. While Rwanda has reduced its reliance on foreign aid, it remains a significant source of funding for development projects. Rwanda's economic development since the genocide is widely regarded as impressive. The country has managed to rebuild from devastation, maintain high growth rates, reduce poverty, and position itself as a rising economy in Africa. Let us know your thoughts in the comments section. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel for more videos.